I'm airborne infantry, studied design engineering, aerospace mechanical, and I now become a decentralized individual, American citizen, who focused all his efforts on decentralization, decentralizing from relying on government and corporations to provide products and services to accommodate my lifestyle and my quality of life. And I want to be able to share that information with the public out there, especially given the times we're in, so that everyone can enjoy the things I enjoy by decentralizing. It's not an easy task to start with, and it's not something that you can just guarantee this is going to make you happy right off the bat. Because right now, a lot of people are addicted to consumer lifestyles. They're addicted to, the convenience of the consumer lifestyle, not realizing how much it has hindered their tolerance to happiness. Their tolerance to achieving that dopamine high, that natural dopamine high for happiness, is so high now that they have to do extenuating things, extreme things to achieve happiness, being in a consumeristic lifestyle, trapped in these dense populated cities and towns. So the transition from that toxic lifestyle, that toxic environment, I want to share my information on how I transitioned from that toxic environment and that toxic lifestyle. Because one of the big reasons I had to do it was I had a house fire, and I realized that I am on the autistic spectrum. So I'm already have an affinity for solidarity. I have an affinity for seeking out a different path than most people. You see, I mean, neurodivergence just naturally wants you look at things differently than neurotypical people. Our society is built for neurotypical people of certain ethnicity of that at that. So being a lot of combinations of things puts you in a position where you're going to be on the outside edge anyways. But I've learned in my path in life and through my trials and tribulations and overcoming obstacles and everything like that, how to be happy and how to have a very prosperous lifestyle without having to depend on the government or corporations. And I want to share that information with people out there, especially people like me who are neurodivergent and on the autism spectrum, so that they can achieve a more healthy lifestyle. Because these cities are basically simulations of for corporations, or billionaire simulations. They create everything you see and do in the city. Your job, your media, your everything you eat, everything you consume in a city is controlled by some billionaire. So it is a billionaire simulation. And here now, I've learned that those billionaire simulations are geared towards neurotypical people, and neurotypical people can handle all that overstimulation without having some kind of breakdown at some point in time and flipping out on something. You know what I'm saying? Because justice is one of those things that neurotypical people or neurodivergent people are very sensitive to. We're sensitive to a lot of things, and I'm a very justice sensitive neurodivergent individual. And there's a lot of injustice things going on in town that will lead me into bad circumstances with the wrong people who will twist and turn the facts to use them against me. So, and to avoid all that drama, I create my own infrastructure in my own off-grid environment, in my own homestead, and provide my own security, provide my own food, provide my own everything. And anything I can't provide for myself, I take what I have in abundance to a marketplace, whether it be a town or the internet, to exchange for some kind of goods or service or cash or whatever to buy the things I can't provide for myself and my property. Plain and simple. But I'm continuously developing different technologies and different procedures and methods to be able to produce everything myself that I need. You know what I mean? You don't need every damn thing in the world, all right? Or access to everything damn thing in the world. Hey, how's it going? I'm sorry I'm new to this, so it may take me a while to get to your comments and stuff, and I'm a little old manish, so I may not see your comment for a minute, but I enjoy you stopping by and checking out my live. This is my first live, first premiere, and I'm going to be introducing myself as the off-grid, guru, or you want to call it decentralization guru, because I successfully decentralized from the centralized metro areas in these toxic environments we call cities and marketplaces is what I call them, because that's what they are to me. Once you have your own mini micronation on your own property, and properties can be had cheap anywhere in America, just about anywhere in America. And I've told people this before on different social media accounts. You got to find an area where the GDP is good. If you got to find a state with good GDP, you're going to do good on off-gridding, because you're going to be able to produce goods and services in a place where there's a lot of cash flow. California, New York, Texas, Florida. God, there's one more in there I can't remember right off the top of my head. But these states will, in Colorado, of course, where I'm at, these states will have a lot of greater GDP, gross domestic product. So there's a lot more money flowing. So when you live off grid like me in the middle of nowhere, where it's a little bit poor environment, it's not a lot of money flow, you have a place nearby where I can take my goods and services from my homestead to exchange for a good profit because there's plenty of customers, there's plenty of cash. There's lots of places where people want things, but people might not have the cash or the ability to pay for them right away. So your business or small business or goods and services you produce on your property may not come out well, you know, uh, sell well or sell very effectively. So it's all about when it comes to decentralization is detoxifying your mind and body of all that overstimuli that you have in the cities. Nowadays, when I go to cities, it's all the smells of Burger King and all these different restaurants, the perfumes, all these things going on in the city are very overstimulating. I can only imagine how it is living in the city 24/7 nowadays with all the things going on, and you're overstimulated and not able to focus on what's going to improve your quality of life better or best. Because, like I was saying before, it's a billionaire simulation. You're simulating an environment for you to, give away all your productivity like a hoe. You're prostituting all your fucking productivity away to these billionaires. So like I said before, I'm going to show you how we decentralize and not have to rely on billionaires and we will call it these corrupt politicians for provide a quality of life and a way to prosper and build generational wealth for everyone. Generational wealth. Let me speak about that first. There's not a lot of us that have access to generational wealth. And the way to access generational wealth is by investing in assets instead of liabilities. Here I buy land, cheap land. I don't give a fuck where cheap land is. I'm going to buy it. You know what I mean? $1,500, $1,000. I had bought this property for $3,000. All right, so $3,000 can get you 5 acres out here in Colorado. If you look around, some places, some guys they're trying to get rid of shit at $1,500 with the septic installed. So if you look around on My Land Matter, or not My Land Matters, what is it called? BillyLand.com. Look around the marketplace. You can find land, especially in Colorado, California, Florida, all that stuff, for dirt cheap. You get the land. Once you get the land, you find out the building codes, of course. You don't want to get land where there's covenants and all that crazy building codes. You want to get land where there's cheap land, easy building codes, no covenants, no HOA bullshit. You know what I mean? And that way you can decentralize, start cutting your expenses, and once you start cutting your expenses, and you can still have access to your job or whatever you're doing, and you can work at McDonald's wherever to come up with the money to buy land these days. $3,000 is what you can pay for 5 acres in Colorado, even cheaper than that sometimes. But you're going to pay around $3,000 to $10,000 for 5 acres out here. And 5 acres is a nice chunk of land you can do a lot on. Out here in this valley, in San Luis Valley, you can grow potatoes, shit like that. That grows well. There's all kind of things you can do agriculture-wise. I do trees. I sell trees and grow trees as well. So there's lots of different ways you can, make money off of your raw land in the same manner that a small nation or a city or a county or whatever makes money off of farming and shit like that. You know what I mean? But you want to cut your expenses because if you're, having to spend a lot of money just going to work every day and spend a lot of money on rent and all that bullshit. 1 month's rent, a few months' rent can buy you a chunk of land. You know what I mean? You'll sleep with a friend or live with a friend's house, live with your parents for a fucking little bit, buy some goddamn land, and then fucking, move into your land, build a cabin. And it's not that hard to build a small cabin. Don't go out there and buy those pre-made shits that are overpriced. I go to the Amish. I built this entire cabin with Amish. So I'll give you a little tour. This is just one room I built because I just had a fire and burned my other cabin down. So it's all still in the process of being built. So this is a small apartment that I've built for the new cabin I built. You see, we're up here in the mountains, of course. And there's the larger portion of it. And I did all this myself. I tried to challenge myself to build the biggest cabin I could possible to show people what you can do as one person. Okay? So this is a massive structure here, almost like an old Western fort up in the mountains. But I have the ability to add more rooms, add more manufacturing, capabilities, more production capabilities for farming or whatever I want to do, machining or whatever. And of course, I don't know if you noticed this homestead defense. I'm going to teach you about that as well. So you want to learn about how to protect yourself from any kind of threat, whether it be wildlife, bears, cougars, bandits, or feral humans. You'll be able to protect yourself and defend your property in the same manner as small military or a small police force defend their property. Just the other day, someone sniped my damn German Shepherd, sniped him. killed him straight through the heart and lungs. So I had no clue what happened. I don't know if it was a neighbor, I don't know if it was a sniper, I don't know who it is. But I had to wait an hour and a half for the cops to show up. So being that, you got to have your own body armor, full body armor system, everything from soft armor to hard armor, and I'll show you how to do that. Soft armor is easily bought online, but modern or more advanced hard armor that can stop armor-piercing rounds is something we're developing. I'm developing right now. As you can see, this is a hard armor, or what's called a self-defense suit, using a exoskeleton to act as a plate carrier for every limb of your body, to cover every aspect of your body. That way, you're covered when it comes to blast, when it comes to shrapnel. You get attacked by a goddamn bear, the bear's just gonna be mauling fucking hard fucking armor like a beetle's exoskeleton. You know what I mean? So basically, we're gonna mimic what nature's already done and use more technology to improve it. And that's what decentralization is so easily done today. It's because we have off-the-shelf technology that can help us decentralize. You don't have to rely on a city for shit. We don't have to rely on a city for any kind of amenities. As you can see, my loud-ass solar is running right now, but I have about 9-10 panels up there, and that provides enough energy to run space heat. It's all free. I don't have to pay any electric bill. You know what I mean? This is all free electricity. I paid about $300 for the 3,000 watts solar inverter, about $1,000 for the battery, and about $600 for 20 panels. I got a deal for those. A guy was selling them in town for used panels. You find used panels on Marketplace, you can get them dirt cheap, especially buying the bulk. So I was able to buy, I think it was 20 some odd used panels for $600, $800. And I'm only using 9 of them right now, 9 or 10 of them up there right now. But I'm able to run heater, 3D printer, anything I want, lights, all that stuff. Keep everything charged, And so this is a small apartment within the cabin that I've already built over the past 6-7 months, and I've already uploaded videos of that. And I appreciate if you subscribe too. That's one of the things that'll keep me motivated to uploading videos and doing lives and giving you information on how to do these things, and how to create home defense weapons. You see what I mean? Everything you can think of. But for me to take time out of my day from developing my own stuff and advancing my own technology, my own homestead, and my business ventures, I have to have some kind of feedback, some kind of input, and from time to time I will. It sucks when your dog dies. It hurts. It kills you, man. It pisses you off too, especially when you know somebody snipes your dog. But subscribe. You guys subscribe. Help me get my subscriptions up. You know what I mean? That's all it takes is clicking a button. You know what I mean? I don't upload bull crap. I don't upload, boring crap. As you can go back and look at my videos, I try to do very intriguing and technological things and try to show people how they could do it themselves. You know what I mean? It's not that hard. It's easy to teach yourself things, and being neurodivergent and on the spectrum, I've learned to teach myself things. I've learned pattern recognition very well. So it's easy to pick up on things and learn how to do something just by comparing patterns of how you've done things before and other things you know about. So right now I'm working on a DARPA project. They're having a competition. I don't know if you guys know about it. It's an heavy airlift drone competition, DARPA project, and what they're doing is they're offering $6.5 million to anybody, garage inventors, anybody out there, to develop a drone that has at least a 4-to-1 power to weight ratio and can at least haul 110-pound weight worth of capacity weight for 5 miles, drop it off, and then take off and land in another location. It has to be VTOL, of course. And you can use whatever you can come up with. And right now I've been developing, I don't know if you see some of the videos I have already uploaded, I've been developing what's called the Pegasus. The Pegasus is it's basically an aerodynamic truck frame with a 10-wing setup. So you have 2 10 wings, 10 tilt wings with basically a truck frame rail. If you're familiar with truck frames or you build trucks, I used to be a designer for utility trucks, so I'm very familiar with the subframe for a truck. So that's what we always started with. So I've taking that idea of the subframe with the truck with its cross members and the hook bolts and all that stuff, more aerodynamic, making it aerodynamic, it can lift heavier weight using materials, foam, and so forth, using 10 wings that tilt and become a forward flight aircraft. So you want to have the most efficient aircraft that can have to be able to, because the heaviest thing you're going to have is a battery when it comes to the aircraft's power to weight ratio. So you want to have something that can get off the ground and get into forward flight quickly, and that's the most efficient way to fly, is to have wings that are supporting the weight of the aircraft instead of the motors themselves. Anyways, long story being short, and I'll get off on some tangents here because that's just the way I talk. So I'll go from one thing to the other. But you want to, I encourage everyone to participate. I'll even help you out with designs because I've already submitted a design. I'm stuck with that design right now. And I like my design, but I have other designs in mind that I will seed to you. I will help you develop designs. I will help you buy parts and acquire parts and develop the parts and give you design support. Of course, you're going to cut me in a portion of the earnings if you do win with one of my designs. But I will give you, a design to run with and to, what do you call it, enter into the competition with. You know what I mean? I have several designs out there. I'll upload more videos of them. You can probably see videos of them on my YouTube channel here. But I have several designs, dozens of designs. I have a portfolio full of designs. But I have some in mind also that will most likely work to, win some kind of level of money in this competition. Almost guaranteed. You know what I mean? And I'm willing to put my expertise and my skills behind it, as well as my own entry into the competition, because I have that much faith in some of my other designs. I'm actually kind of jealous I didn't use this other design I have in mind now that I know for sure that will have a much higher power to weight ratio than the design I'm using now. The design I'm using now has a 5.2 to 1 power weight ratio, which is pretty substantial for a large size drone. But the designer now also forgot I had in mind it will have definitely more than 6 or 7 to 1 power weight ratio. Anyways, all being said, there's a plethora of information I have to share with the world. I'm an old manish type of man, so I will forget shit and run my mouth like an old man. And I'm off-grider, master or guru at decentralization, and I can share this information before my days end, especially given the times we're in and my high sensitivity to justice. So I already know how I am, and I know how things could turn into a high entropy event for me. So I want to be able to share my information, my knowledge with all Americans and everyone out there, so they can take my knowledge and take what I've learned and how to prosper and protect themselves and be able to overcome the evil we see in our face. Y'all enjoy y'all's day. I got shit to do. Let me know in the comments below what you want to see, what you want to know, what you want me to do, and I'll make it happen. Enjoy your day.